Chief Dan Lydon. If you're interested in a career opportunity, the City of Fremont has one for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, recruit class 94-1. Good afternoon. I'm Captain Michael Avila, the Recruit Academy Coordinator for the City of Fremont Fire Department. Today is my pleasure to serve as your host for these celebrations. To begin with, I'd like to call on our Mayor to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Once again, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for Recruit Class 94-1. Today, we are here to honor the achievements of 9 firefighter paramedics who will soon be joining the City of Fremont Fire Department, as well as 1 firefighter paramedic who will join the ranks of the Livermore Lab Fire Department. To the best of my knowledge, today marks the completion of the first joint recruit firefighter training program that the City of Fremont has ever undertaken. This experience has proven itself to be both challenging and rewarding. Challenging due to the added responsibility trying to meet the needs of an employee from another jurisdiction, and rewarding in the fact that another well-respected fire department would entrust us with this honor. That's enough of that kind of talk, for we are not here today to celebrate our organizational accomplishments, but rather the accomplishments of these proud men. Today we hope to honor them with the many symbols of our profession and challenge them to continue to pursue the careers with the same tenacity and enthusiasm that they have shown throughout the academy. Joining us for today's celebration from the City of Fremont, we have the Mayor of our fair city, Gus Morrison. Also with us, Councilmember Judy Zelenik. Sorry, Judy. City Manager Jan Perkins. The Fire Department staff, the one and only Fire Chief Dan Lydon. Division Chiefs, Richard Anderson, Kenneth Slayman, Michael McBee, and Rick Silva. Stand up, you guys. Stand up. You thought they were the ushers, huh? Staff captains, Bob O'Brien, Dan Wright, Gary Scooble, and Larry Anderson. Stand up, gentlemen. From the Livermore Lab Fire staff, we have Assistant Chief John Lovren. We have many people to thank for the success of this academy. A group that's kind of near and dear to my heart is the training personnel. Many times I have fellow firefighters say they don't know how I pull off these academies. Well, if you will open your program to the center sections, you'll see my secret. I have a lot of help. I am fortunate to work with a staff and a group of people who remind me of a song from the old musical Oklahoma. They can't say no. Seems like whenever I need a favor, whenever I come to them with a problem, they're willing to come to work. In addition to those members at Station 7, both the engine truck crews, this particular academy, I was afforded some assistance from the Livermore Lab Fire Department, namely Assistant Chief John Lovren, Captain Gordon Dakin, Captain Arnie Brockmeyer, Acting Captain Larry Padilla, firefighters Steve Walker, and Dean Cross. With those people in my corner, we were able to put this together. But training is only one element of the work that needs to go into the academy. You need to have your support personnel behind you. Since the training division does not have its own secretarial staff, we have used all of the secretaries. I'd like to thank the Administrative Services Manager, Dennis Terriano. Secretarial staff of Marnie Schreiber, Jewel Chapman, Phyllis Crotty, and Sally Miller. Stand up, Marnie, stand up. There's another group of people without whose help this could never have occurred. They're the group of people that I addressed about 14 weeks ago at Candidates Night. They're the family, the friends, the loved ones of our recruits. I know for the last 13 weeks I've made your life difficult. There was a lot of late nights, a lot of laundry, a lot of sacrifice on the part of the family. Those of you who have survived it deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much. Well, it's time to move on and start our program. Tonight, we'd like to begin with some words from the mayor of our great city, Gus Morrison.
I'm pleased to be here to tell you that your final exam is to carry me down the ladder. I came here one day, my office was here between 85 and 89, I don't remember when. The tower was down because there was asbestos in the tower. And they were testing applicants, and their test was to run up the stairs and run down the stairs and run up stairs and time them. And I showed up and there were a group of guys out there and just puffing. And I said, okay, now carry me up. And they were about to quit at that time. I'm pleased to be here because I'm proud of the city and all that it makes it up. City is like a jigsaw puzzle. There are thousands and thousands of pieces, big and small, that all fit together. And when they fit together perfectly, they make a beautiful picture. But if any of those elements is missing, the picture is incomplete. And this city is a mix, like the puzzle, of all different kinds of people and things and actions and activities that all blend together to make this a really special place. This is a great city. People who make up the city are great people. The departments, all of them, make up the city government are great. This fire department that you're about to join is a really unique department. I have never heard anybody say they can't do something in this department. As a matter of fact, if you say, can we do this? They say, no, but we can do this better. It's that kind of an attitude that makes this department special. And anybody can learn the technical skills. And I've been blessed to serve this city for almost 20 years, one form or another. And I seem to have this knack of finding a plume of smoke or a red light flashing as I'm driving around somewhere. And I have had the opportunity to witness this fire department in action. And everybody can have the technical skills. Everybody can learn to pull a hose and learn to climb a ladder. Almost anybody can do that if they're physically fit. But it's that next step, the care and compassion for the citizen and their family, I think, that separates this department from others. The whole thought that the incident, the fire, the emergency, is traumatic beyond the event on the people is something that this department, I think, has pioneered around the state and maybe around the country. I always witness the care. Somebody's sick and people are working on them. Somebody else is talking to the loved ones that are nearby to make sure that everything is taken care of and everything is thought about. And that's what sets this department apart. I'll give one example. A fellow had a heart attack while he was troweling concrete and finishing cement in his yard. Fell into the cement. The emergency teams rolled. They got the person into the ambulance and away, and while the paramedics went away, the fire crew finished troweling the cement. Because if they didn't, the fellow died. If they didn't, that widow would have spent the rest of her life or some time looking at this imperfect concrete job, and it would always have reminded her of her husband who had died. So that's just one little example of things that go on every day in this department and the thought and care. I challenge you to meet that standard and enjoy your career with the city of Fremont. I hope it's long, hope it's safe, hope it's profitable for you all, and I hope we all grow together. Congratulations and welcome.
Our next speaker is the leader of our city staff, and fortunately for us, she is a strong supporter and friend of the fire department. Please join me in welcoming the city manager of Fremont, Jan Perkins.
It's really my pleasure to welcome all of you to the city of Fremont and the one recruit who will be going off to the Livermore Lab. We're glad that we had you with us, and we hope that you had a good experience. You're joining a very strong team in the city of Fremont. I hope that during your training you've already learned that team is absolutely vital to the success of your individual jobs and to the success of our collective organization providing high quality service to the people in this community. We also value individual contributions. We expect leadership. We expect 110%. You've probably learned that during your recruit training. And we really expect the individual to take personal responsibility as part of a team effort. And we know that we can get that from you. We're really proud of our team. As the mayor indicated, we are an organization that has a lot of parts, and we have to have each one of those parts be very strong in order for us to provide the kind of services that we want. In fact, here today we have our personnel director, we have our public works director. They're here because they recognize the value of individual contributors such as yourselves as part of the fire department and then as part of the entire city team. And they provide their support, and they're welcome to you as well. My commitment as city manager is to help provide an environment within which you can each be successful and the entire organization can be successful in providing high quality services. You've probably heard during your recruit training about our Reinventing Government effort. At least I hope you've heard about it. What that's all about is looking for ways in which we can constantly improve the services that we're providing to the people in this community. Constantly looking for ways to streamline our operations, to use technology to our greatest advantage, to think entrepreneurially. The example that readily comes to mind in the fire department is the merger that occurred a few months ago with the Union City Fire Department and the Fremont Fire Department. And as you know, we are now serving a much larger service area, and we've been very successful in forming the team of the employees from both of our operations. You're joining that kind of a spirit, and my challenge to you is to constantly be thinking about what role you can individually play and what role you can play as part of the team to improve upon the very, very fine service that we have in this organization, in this community. I'm very proud to be associated with the Fremont Fire Department. This is truly, in my opinion, the best fire department in California. I should say, Dan, the best fire department in the United States, at least. And I think you'll have a great experience while you're here. I hope that your career is a long one. I hope to get to know each one of you as we work together over the years. And I hope that you also will take time to not only know the people within the fire department, but the people within the city organization. We have 800 full-time employees within the organization. It takes all 800 to provide the kind of services that we want to provide to this community. That's the kind of team that you're joining. So I'm happy to welcome you and to congratulate you upon completing a pretty grueling experience. Welcome.
If you follow your program, you'll see that the next segment is Moments with Recruit Class 94-1. The Academy experience is filled with many memorable moments. Firefighter Doug McKelvey at the controls here and many other instructors have worked hard to capture those moments on film for our enjoyment. So sit back and relax and watch the 10 Musketeers in action. Don't be afraid to hoot and holler for your favorite item. our instructors. Those things get better every time. Did you like the little Irish jig there, Chief? Well, unfortunately, not all of the special moments of the Academy experience can or should be captured on film. When you assemble a cast of characters like this bunch, it leaves you with many memories. Like when recruit Ashley was asked if his tongue was attached to his arms. He couldn't seem to perform any manipulative task without his tongue hanging out of his mouth like my Labrador retriever. I was never sure if I needed to buy him a mouthpiece or a muzzle. I had a wonderful laugh when one of these characters showed up for physical fitness in his work boots. He had left his tennis shoes at home. The instructor, Captain Lochran, chose to ignore the indiscretion and started out on a 2 to 3 mile run. After a few laps, the recruit complained that his feet were hurting and that he needed to quit. At which time, Captain Lochran ran back into the station, put on his work boots, and returned to running. Needless to say, the recruit joined in. They made quite a sight as they both made their laps in their clodhoppers. I especially enjoyed delivering my sermon, how important honesty and integrity are to a firefighter. On the same day, I informed recruit Andrews that the check he had written for his uniforms had bounced. On another exceptional day, Bruno Gonzalez returned from the doctor with his new prescription safety glasses, and we weren't sure if we should call him Buddy, Holly, or Wild Thing. One of my favorite class assignments is the fire prevention talk. Each recruit is asked to prepare a 10-minute adult-level fire prevention discussion. The recruits are allowed to grade these assignments, and naturally, they all seem to receive an A. But at the completion of the talks, I asked them to search their souls and find the 3 best speeches in the group. Once that's determined, we take a vote on who the best public speaker in our group is, and he's to earn an extra 50 points. Little does he know that he's also earned the job of the Recruit Academy spokesperson. So I'd like to introduce to you right now the one recruit who forgot to take a step backwards when we asked for volunteers, Craig Rhodes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, friends and family. I'd like to welcome you here tonight to our graduation ceremony and thank you all for attending. Tonight's ceremony carries with it a great deal of symbolism. It is symbolic of both endings and beginnings. It marks the end of a long search for a career of pride, professionalism, challenges, and pride. For many of us, it is the end of watching as a fire apparatus passes, leaving us behind, wondering, when will that be me? It is the end of 12 weeks of blood, sweat, and tears. although a lot of those tears were from the instructors who had to watch us. That also marks a few beginnings. The beginning of a path of improving upon those skills, abilities, philosophies, and discipline instilled over the past 12 weeks. The beginning of reaching for the standards set by Captains Avila, Dickinson, Reinhardt, Fisher, Higgins, Brown, and many other outstanding individuals in this department. The beginning of more blood, more sweat, and more tears as we reach for those standards. The fire service is full of hardship and emotion. This career was born out of tragedy, and it is this fact that necessitates the professionalism that is exemplified in the Fremont Fire Department. When we began this academy, we were a few acquaintances, but mostly strangers. Little did I know then how strange some of you guys turned out to be. There was Gary's one-liners, Sergio's fish stories, Bruno's love coffee, Mark's test scores. Thanks for bringing up the average there, Mark. Appreciate that. And of course, Ron, beware the email Cheney's wit. Together, to borrow one of Captain Dickinson's favorite lines, we made up one big soup sandwich. Through the weeks, we learned to do together what cannot be done alone. We ran, lifted, pushed, and pulled for each other. We shared each other's successes, and we suffered each other's failures. In short, we became a team. What I will remember most about this team is perhaps the greatest lesson learned. I know I can count on them, just as they can count on me when our lives are on the line. Tonight is truly a celebration for us. For we 9 going to work for Fremont Fire Department, we celebrate this act of faith to allow us to act as public servants in protecting the lives and property of Fremont and now Union City as well. For firefighter Frank Laguna, this celebration is an opportunity to begin his career for the respected Livermore Lab Fire Department. Because of the time and effort of many individuals to put together, run, and support this academy, we have the opportunity to fulfill a dream in serving our respective departments. It is not possible to thank everyone who has made a contribution, but in closing, I would like to make an effort to thank a few. City of Fremont Mayor, the Honorable Gus Morrison, City Manager Jan Perkins, Fire Chief Dan Lyden, Division Chief Richard Anderson, Livermore Lab Fire Assistant Chief John Leverin. Of course, all the instructors and proctors of Station 7 and other companies, including Livermore Lab, who shared their time and their efforts. And of course, our family, friends, and loved ones who endured and supported us for the past 3 months. But special thanks are reserved for Captain Mike Avila. His time, effort, and above all, his knowledge and patience have left an indelible mark on our hearts and our minds. As a symbol of our great respect and admiration, we would like to present to him a few gifts of gratitude. Captain Avila, if you would join me at the podium. Firefighter Gonzalez. First, the plaque. See that, and I can read it. Captain Mike Avila. For all your time, effort, and patience from the Fremont Fire Department Recruit Academy 94-1. Thank you very much, sir. We also have leaving a fine dining at Scott's Restaurant.
Do I have to take my wife on this one too?
Whatever it takes to get your mind off us, I'm sure you'll do. Once again, I want to thank you all, and I want to thank the City of Fremont for this opportunity. be disappointed. Thank you.
Well, Chief, I think I found my replacement. Our first presentation this evening is from the International Association of Firefighters, Local 1689. On your program, it states that firefighter Emil Thurston would be here. He sends his regrets. He's unable due to a family emergency. In his place, he has sent Executive Board member Captain Tom Mulvihill.
Mayor Morrison, Councilmember Zlatnik, city staff, city manager, friends and relatives of the recruits, on behalf of Local 1689 of the International Association of Firefighters, I congratulate the recruits on a successful completion of their academy. Local 1689 of the International Association of Firefighters is committed to the elevation of the moral, special, and intellectual conditions of our members, to cultivate a closer feeling of friendship and goodwill, encourage a higher understanding of our calling, to promote efficiency in the workplace, to protect our members from injustice, and to secure agreeable working conditions. To symbolize this commitment, we are presenting each recruit the bronze belt buckle designed by a fellow Fremont firefighter. When you don your uniform and clasp this buckle, do so with the knowledge that you are part of a proud organization of brothers and sisters dedicated to the excellence of fire service. It is the hope of Local 1689 that each of you will have a long and distinguished career in the Fremont Fire Department. To ensure this, your union will be there to support you. Congratulations and good luck.
Our next speaker this evening needs a little introduction. He doesn't have much time to visit the Recruit Academy. Sometimes it might be better when he shows up. Usually these guys have fear in their hearts. They're convinced someone's going out the door. He never likes to make a calm visit to the station. He always likes to call me to get a little bit of dirt on what's new, such as who hasn't shaved for roll call or whose shoes weren't the shiniest, so he can let them know he's got an eye on them. Please welcome Fire Chief, City of Fremont Fire Department, Dan Leyden.
Thank you. Before I start, I'd like to lay away a rumor that's been running around, and that's that you can't find a cop on a Friday afternoon. I'd like to introduce our Chief of Police, Craig Steckler, and Captain Mike Lanham. I had a $5 bet with Chief Anderson that their pagers are going to go off at 10 to 5, and bingo, they walked out, but they did come back. Thank you. I also join Mike, the mayor, and the city manager in welcoming you here to the city of Fremont, and especially to the family and friends of our new employees, and to the family of Frank Laguna, the new employee of the Livermore Radiation Lab. You're now part of our extended family. We welcome you, and we hope it signals the start of a long relationship. I'd like to again welcome the other members of city staff who have taken the time to come here this afternoon and join us in welcoming you. 33 years ago, I started in this job. Someday one of you will be standing here. But in those days, it was very rare for an engine. We only had 5 of them in 33 years ago that would go from one district to another because it wasn't as contiguous as it is today. And we pretty much took care of business with the area surrounding us. Today, our response patterns are very intricate, and they certainly depend on our ability to be fluid and to move and to interconnect and be there for the neighboring engine company. This morning, an employee of the city of Fremont, who has been mentioned several times here this evening, went to the airport to join his father in the city of Pittsburgh. Captain Richard Dickinson's dad is the fire chief of the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They lost 3 firefighters in a fire Valentine's Day. He went there along with his brothers who were firefighters in neighboring cities, not only to join and support their father, but to be there in a firefighter-to-firefighter relationship, which I think symbolizes the job we have, and it's a grim reminder of the ultimate price of these jobs. We certainly hope that something like that never befalls us here in Fremont, but it has befallen the city of Pittsburgh, and we feel connected because of the Dickinson family. We certainly will keep those members of those families and that department in our thoughts and prayers. Each of you as parents and friends of the firefighter recruits class had a moment in your life when you had to get that first babysitter, that first person who you were going to turn your child over to. It had to be someone you had confidence in, someone you had trust in, and someone you knew was going to share the values of your family. That's what we did with Mike Avila and this group, and the people who have joined Mike Avila, and I would like a round of applause for the work they've done and the job that they've carried out. I'm sure, as Mike indicated and other speakers have indicated, there was moments during that 12 weeks when you'd like to strangle them. You'd like to say, hey, this guy's a little too much, or Captain so-and-so, or Engineer so-and-so, or Firefighter so-and-so. But I can guarantee you that there's going to be many times in the next 30 years that you'll thank him and others for the skills, the confidence, and the discipline that he and they have instilled in each one of you. Tomorrow morning, as you leave here and you're assigned to an engine company in the city of Fremont, you're going to realize quickly what that means. I think the first time that someone comes running out and grabs you and it's a baby in the backyard not breathing, the first time you pull up in front of a house with flame, fire, smoke coming out of several windows, a neighbor, a mother, a parent, a brother, a sister grabbing you and pulling you by the arm, and the captain pulling you by the brain. You're going to have hard choices. You're going to know what discipline means. The first time you're out on the 680 and you pull up and the car that you're looking at is 2/3 the size of it was when it left home, and somebody's inside looking out at you, and you're going, how am I going to get them out of here? You're going to know what discipline and commitment means. First time you arrive in an industrial plant and someone comes out and says, I don't know what's going on, but there's 15 or 20 people in there thrown up, sick, dizzy. I don't know what's wrong. You're going to know what discipline and commitment means. I guarantee you that over those next 30 years, you will come to appreciate each and every lesson you've learned in the last 12 weeks. In a few moments, you're going to receive a badge. It's not a sign of graduation. It's not a sign that you've passed Captain Avila's test. It's not a sign of his approval or his acceptance of your performance. It's not a sign that you raised a 24-foot ladder. It's a symbol of your commitment to the city of Fremont and to your part in maintaining what we know as quality service and a rich tradition. For $60, you could go down with a little direction and buy one. You've done the important thing. You've earned it. The braid on the badge is unbroken, and it's on there for a reason. It symbolizes unbroken commitment, continuous commitment. That's what we expect. That's what we're going to be paying for, and we hope that's what you deliver. The badge symbolizes responsibility as an individual to accept and to do your very best each and every time the bell rings. The time in between the bell ring is going to be trying at times, as I'm sure you've observed. But when the bell rings, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where we want your fingerprints on the job, that you know what it means, and you deliver 100%. All aspects of government today, whether they be federal, where Frank is going to work, county, or the city, special districts, are examining themselves and re-examining themselves, as the manager said, in an attempt to do better to do business better and certainly to do it less costly. You're becoming a city employee at a critical time, but an exciting time as well. Over the next 30 years, you're going to see this job change. Your badge may still read firefighter, but I guarantee you, 30 years from today, your job will be completely different than what it is today. If I was to look back on my time in the department, I started with a rotary phone. Today, I can't be an arm's distance from a cellular phone. We mail things. Today, we fax them. We wrote things. Today, we put them on disk. I think I've seen a lot of change. You're at the horizon and the threshold of much more rapid change, exciting change, and worthwhile change. With each change, you're going to become a more valued employee of the city of Fremont. Added value is going to be behind your name. That's what the manager's expecting. That's what she's asked me to do. That's what I've asked Mike Avila to get from you folks. People who are capable of adding value. If you're in the habit of saying, yeah, but that's not the way we used to do it, you're in for a big surprise, because it's going to change quick. Your success as a firefighter with the city of Fremont is going to be directly related to your ability to accept change. I'll say that once more and remember it, because I think I'm echoing what the manager and the mayor have said to you. Your ability and your success as a firefighter in this city is going to be directly proportionate to your ability to accept change. In a few minutes, you're going to get a helmet. Nice looking helmet with shield on the front, a coveted item with the employees of this fire department. It denotes what city, it denotes the company, and it denotes your rank. But when you put that helmet on and you walk out onto the streets of the city, you're not marketing yourself. You're not marketing the company to which you work for. You're not marketing Bruno or Ron. You're marketing the city of Fremont. And that's something we don't want you to forget. It's a critical item. You're marketing an organization that delivers a lot of good services. Fire department just happens to be one of them. Remember that when you're out there, you're only one part of the puzzle that the mayor spoke to you about. I'm going to ask each one of you to wear it with the same pride every guy in this unit, or every person, sorry, Joanne, every person in this department that wears that helmet has. They have pride, those who have gone before us, or with pride, those who are wearing it currently, and certainly those who are going to wear it in the future. Wear it with that same pride. The city of Fremont employees, some are in this room, some aren't, but they come together daily as a team. That team comes together to do one thing, to deliver services. That's what we're all about. As a firefighter, you're going to have an opportunity. A lot of city employees don't. And that's 14,000 times last year the bell rang and firefighters went out the door on that engine. Every one of those, they have an opportunity to take a bow, to have someone come up and say thanks. I want you to remember that that's just one part of that team, a very small part. Some of those team members, like I said, aren't here. Others are, but by no means that doesn't lessen their value to the team. The police officer who's going to be there 24 hours a day next to you to protect you and to co-deliver emergency services. He or she a part of that team. The mechanic at the corporation yard who makes sure that that engine starts at 2:30 in the morning and that it's dependable and it's safe. The building trades worker who's there every day for you to make sure that the creature comforts, those comforts of home, hot water, showers, living conditions are acceptable and conducive to a 24-hour environment. He or she are there. They're a part of the team. They're part of that equation that puts a quality service on the street. The personnel department, several members are here, probably your first contact with the city. They're here to watch and guide over your benefits the entire time you're here. The finance department, payroll. We have a strange practice in the city of Fremont where we get paid for doing this. 7th and the 22nd comes. There may be a mistake from now and then. They're not infallible, I'm not infallible, nor are you infallible. The city clerk and her staff who see to our printing needs, who see to the technology that we see here today and that we're enjoying, they're there to help you. The code enforcement officer who's here to contribute to a safe environment throughout the city. The administrative support unit in the fire department who's going to be with you every day making sure that those things you need to do a quality job are there. The city manager's office who asked me to make sure we hired the best and in return she would provide the best tools to do the job. the mayor, and the city council, who set the standard for service, which includes being professional in the manner you deliver the service, being dependable in the eyes of the customer, being committed to each other, and above all, being loyal to the city of Fremont. The request I'm making of you today is to become a partner, buy in. You're 9 new owners of this corporation that we call the city of Fremont. You make that commitment, I guarantee you, it'll be the best commitment you'll make in the next 30 years. Congratulations, good luck, God bless. At this time, Division Chief Anderson will call down our new employees. He'll announce the company they're assigned to. Each of them has asked that Captain Mike Avila pin their badge on. Following that, I'll be presenting the helmet, and the city manager will be presenting them their paramedic keys and their orders as to where to assign, where to report to work, and when to report to work. Chief John Lovern will come up at the conclusion of the Fremont employees and pin the badge on Frank Laguna. Mike?
Firefighter paramedic Paul Andrews will be assigned to Engine 3 on the B shift. Firefighter paramedic Gary Ashley will be assigned to Engine 6 on the B shift. Firefighter paramedic Ronald Cheney will be assigned to Engine 6 on the C shift. Firefighter paramedic Bruno Gonzalez will be assigned to Engine 3 on the A shift. Firefighter paramedic Sergio Morariu will be assigned to Engine 9 on the A shift. Firefighter paramedic Donald Pate will be assigned to Engine 12 on the A shift. Firefighter paramedic Craig Rhodes will be assigned to Engine 3 on the C shift. Firefighter paramedic Michael Thomas will be assigned to Engine 5 on the C shift. Firefighter paramedic Mark Thompson will be assigned to Engine 9 on the C shift.
Oh, no flag. All right. At this point, I'd like to introduce and have you welcome Assistant Chief John Levern to Livermore Lawrence Radiation Laboratory.
Firefighter paramedic Frank Laguna from Lawrence Livermore Laboratory Fire Department participated in Recruit Academy 94-1. Frank has asked Assistant Chief John Levern to present him with his badge.
I have a letter of assignment for Frank Laguna. This letter is to congratulate you on your successful completion of the Fremont Fire Department's Firefighter 1 Academy. Effective February 20th, 1995, you'll report to me to complete your Firefighter 1 training and be working a 40-hour-a-week schedule. On February 26th, 1995, you'll be report to C Shift Station 1 at 0800 for your new assignment to Truck 71. Captain Brockmeyer will be your new company officer. Under Captain Brockmeyer, you'll begin to understand that your training as a firefighter has just begun and will continue throughout your career. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Firefighters. As a firefighter, you must always strive to protect your company and department members during dangerous times and serve your community the best you possibly can. Remember, you're now a firefighter, and we are a fraternity with long respected history, not for what we do on the job, but also how we're seen by others off the job. Congratulations and good luck.
Each academy, the top nozzle award is presented to the outstanding recruit of each academy class. Each recruit's performance is monitored throughout the entire 12-week process. Scores are kept on recruit skills, knowledge, and abilities in the areas of fireground operations, medical and rescue emergencies, operating apparatus and equipment, hazardous materials, physical fitness, and assorted other assignments. The top nozzle award winner represents the most well-rounded firefighter candidate in in both the academic as well as the manipulative arena. This class winner was able to achieve a total Academy score of 2,263 points out of a possible 2,400. He delivered the most consistent level of performance during all manipulative drills. He provided leadership on the drill ground during fire company evolutions. He also provided guidance and tutoring for some of the other recruits when they would stumble or were about to fall. Please join me in congratulating the top nozzle for recruit class 94-1, firefighter paramedic Mark Thompson.
This requires a speech of some sort. I guess first of all, I'd like to express my appreciation to the fire administration and to the city of Fremont for giving me the opportunity to come and work for this great organization. I'd like to thank all the instructors and firefighters, and especially Captain Mike Avila, for putting together an excellent training program. I've learned a lot and have enjoyed my last 12 weeks, and I look forward to going on to my career here in the city of Fremont. I want to thank each and every one of these guys up here for making the last 12 weeks a lot of fun. I look forward to working with each and every one of you out in the field. But group of great guys up there. And last of all, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my wife, Shauna, who's put up with me for the last 12 weeks. I've been in class 8 to 5 every day, studying at nighttime, and meanwhile she's held down a full-time job and took care of our 2 kids at home. So she's supported me all the way through, and it's been a great time. Thank you very much.
That was a nice touch there, Mark. To close out our celebration, I'd like to call upon a gentleman that has been involved in this process from the very beginning. He interviewed each recruit prior to the appointment. He has followed their progress during the academy by watching recruit training in person and reviewing my weekly performance evaluations. He's a gentleman whose phone rings when I hit the panic button. Please join me in welcoming my boss, Division Chief Richard Anderson.
Vince Lombardi said, "It's not how big or strong or fast a player is that counts, it's how much desire and determination the person has inside that makes him or her great." Thanks, Joanne. Captain Avalon, the fire department cadre of instructors in your recruit academy demonstrated to you how to be big, strong, and fast. But it was up to you to demonstrate the desire and determination to be great. Our trainers were very patient and tireless because of the effect of dealing with individuals who demonstrated so much desire and determination. Fremont Fire Department training officers have supplied you with a strong base of knowledge upon which to build in your future years as a City of Fremont employee. Once you leave the Recruit Academy and the guidance of the trainer, it will be up to you to build on the foundation of knowledge that has been given to you. What you build will be entirely up to you. Will it be a skyscraper or will it be a sandcastle? 25 years ago, 8 other recruits and I were fortunate enough to be in the position you're in right now, starting a career in the fire service. Over the course of the years, 4 of my classmates left the department for various reasons. Of the 5 of us who remained, 1 is a tiller operator, 1 is an engineer, 1 is a captain, and 2 of us are division chiefs. The opportunities for advancement in the fire service are available, but you have to be willing to accept the risks associated with stepping forward and declaring you want to be the person that makes a difference. You have all shown that you are risk takers by the fact you left the security of your former job for the uncertainty of a position with the City of Fremont Fire Department. In our pre-employment interviews with you, we found a common theme. The opportunities offered in being an employee of the City of Fremont far outweighed the risks involved. I attended a training session at the National Fire Academy several years ago in Emmitsburg, Maryland, and during the graduation ceremony, the instructor shared a special poem with us that I've shared with the last several recruit academies. The title of the poem is Risks, and in closing, I'd like to share this poem with you. Risks. To laugh is to risk appearing the fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out for another is to risk involvement. To expose feelings is to risk exposing your true self. To place your ideas, your dreams before the crowd is to risk their loss. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. But risk must be taken as the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing, and is nothing. You may avoid suffering and sorrow, but you simply cannot learn, feel, change, grow, love, or live. Chained by your certitudes, you're a slave. You have forfeited freedom. Only a person who risks is free. Would you please stand? You've earned those helmets and shields. Let's see what you look like in them. Please welcome me and join it in.
That concludes our ceremony today. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. I believe there'll be some photographs taken in here, and I believe we have a fire engine showing up outside for some photographs as well. So those of you who've brought cameras, would like to take some pictures, just mill around and keep an eye on these dark blue uniforms, and you'll find the choice. Congratulations.